In your introduction, you mentioned that Apple is trying to leverage its direct access to the mobile users, the people that use its handsets. So what we know from launch is that Apple will be giving 12 months of free access to pretty much all new purchases of Apple handsets, Apple tablets, Apple TV streaming boxes. This is somewhere around 180 million to 200 million device sales a year. So Apple immediately has a huge on-ramp to quickly gain volume in new subscribers. Of course, it still has to make great shows.
You can see the logic trying to get the subscriber numbers up straight away by giving it away for free.
Absolutely,
but then you also set the scene that this is not going to be a service that you pay for. You start to get the expectation that it's going to be for free. So how do you switch those users over to becoming paid ones down the track?
You are correct that in 12 months' time, Apple has a big job on its hand to make sure that this huge river of free users, a reasonable percentage, does convert into a paid subscription. Look, how do you keep an audience interested? How do you keep them paying? You make great content, preferably that you can't find anywhere else. So Apple is launching with what we would argue is a relatively thin volume of shows compared to the other streaming giants. But it has a lot of money, it has some great people working for it, and it's got 12 months to make a credible argument that now you should start paying $4.99 a month.
And one of the key questions here that we've yet to really get an answer to is around how recession-proof these subscription services will be. And Jeff has raised this point for months here. As we pile on the number of subscription services we have, the question becomes, if we do start to see a more severe downturn in the economy, how many of those services do we cut? So what's your early indication in terms of how cyclical these subscription streaming services are going to be?
Our research indicates that in the US, households are quite happy to take an average of between 3 and 5 online video subscription services. So we are coming towards the end of a bull market. I would argue the American consumer is currently feeling reasonably wealthy, relatively speaking. We do have a suspicion that should hard economic times hit the American consumer, then perhaps, if you've got 4 or 5 services, perhaps you're going to drop the 4th and the 5th least favorite. All of these services now are jockeying for position to be one of your first favorite or second favorite video services. We think Netflix or Amazon has already got first spots, so there's not a huge amount to fight for.
Michael. And to what degree, though, is this a defensive move by Apple where effectively they're trying to sell handsets as opposed to leverage the handsets that they've already got? They're trying to use this to get people across the line. Does it really reflect a desire to set up a freestanding business, or is this sort of masking a fear that Apple has about where it's headed in terms of the consumer?
I don't think I don't think it's a fearful move on the part of Apple. I think it's rounding out what is already probably one of the broadest, deepest, and most tightly integrated ecosystem of consumer devices and services out there. We've seen Apple bringing on stream things like, the Apple credit card, going deeper into payments over the last year. The video piece hasn't really evolved since, Apple has had a great business selling movies and TV shows through iTunes, but it never really evolved as players like YouTube, as Netflix came onto the scene. So, I don't believe Apple's fearful. I believe it's a positive move, and I believe it's like much else in the Apple ecosystem, sure, to drive device sales, but also to make your life as comfortable as possible once you're in.
Hi, I'm Joanna Bersecci, and thank you for watching. You can check out more of our videos by clicking on the boxes on the screen. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more from CNBC International. Thank you for watching.